So again, how to launch and monetize a school and how to use a community and use a low tech process to generate a full-time income. And if you can do that, then you can make as much as you possibly want. You just do more of what you did to get to there. And so I have Jenna will be helping me out in the comments. I'll be writing down questions. You guys can keep questions over in the side on the comments. I'll open up. You guys will all get a chance to speak if you need to, and I'll be here to answer your questions. So I'm excited to have you guys all here. I assume everybody's excited to launch a community or learn how they can use community to grow their business and to sell their products and their services. And so you are in the right place if that is indeed what you want to do. I apologize in advance for the squeaky chair. And let's dive right in. So when it comes to growing a community, one of the neat things that we were really discovering even today as we were on the live, where most of you probably found this, it was the idea of this emergence. And I actually am sharing over what we just screenshotted on the board today, because I want to share that with you as well. We'll talk about that and go over that. But what I love about this right out of the gate is the fact that you don't need to be any kind of tech genius. You don't need to be anything other than very interested in a topic, in a space, and interested in such a way that you actually truly want to help other people be really good at that space. Okay. And so if you can get yourself into a place where you're doing that, then you're going to be great for what we're going to be doing here today. Okay. Because all it is going to really require of you is to care about the customer so much so that, or the person, so that you can actually figure out what they need help with. And the big problem that I see as people try to grow a business, or if they are growing a business and they can't get this thing to actually go and take off and build, is because they just don't know what the customer wants. They don't know what the prospect is looking for. And so I'm going to be sharing with you this thing today, also called 30/30 swap, where you can just find out exactly what your customer needs in the most easy, most authentic and fun way. And it's something that I've done over 50, probably more than that, over the last month and a half. I've done over 50 of these 30/30 swaps. And it has been a tremendous insight as to how to actually do this stuff in a better way. And every day that I go through just using a community, where coming from previously a person that was like, build that email list, use funnels, use automations, use all this stuff. And not that those things don't work. Don't get me confused here. I'm not saying that stuff does not work. What I'm saying is, in my ultimate desired situation with this, I didn't want to have to do those things. I don't know about you. Anybody else? Does anybody just love putting together automations? You just can't wait to wake up and do email marketing and put landing pages together and create all these sales videos and all of this stuff. Anybody just so pumped about that? Because I'm not. Maybe I'm alone in that, but I certainly am not. So that's where, when I thought about, I joined Skool back in November 13th, 2020 is when I got on Skool. So 4 years ago. And I've been using it ever since, but I was just using it as a course platform where I'd put my course, I'd have my community there of the people that were in my program. And then I would use the calendar, because inside of my Make Once Pro program, every week I get on Monday and on Thursday for 2 hours, and I help people answer questions. They can share their screen, those types of things. And we get the answers to the problem. And so that's all I was using it for. And then to get people into there, I was using landing pages and advertising and marketing stuff and funnels and all of the stuff, right? And what I noticed is everybody that wanted to make money online, doing what they love, and being able to actually create something that was sustainable, they were always full of power. They always knew what they wanted to do, in a sense that they kind of had this itch and feeling that they wanted to do it. But then as soon as they started to do it, it was like they hit this block. And the block was, I don't know how to set this crap up. Like they were so capable of helping people, but because they couldn't set the stuff up, they never got a chance to help the people. And so both the people suffered and the person trying to help the people. And I thought, this is a problem. And it was like, so how do we solve that problem? And I just started removing things. And I just started thinking, because I was getting ready to build the second version of my what it was called Build Lab, and I was getting ready to create the second version of Build Lab. And I started asking people, hey, what do you guys need help with? What do you guys need help with? And I started learning inside of the community even more how powerful it was that I could just reach into my community. And because my community was hanging out with each other, this emergence started happening. And I do want to share with you this idea of emergence. And it even at this point has become the name of my new program, is the community emergence method, because it really is this. It's this, and I'll share this with you real quick while I'm talking about it. And we'll get into, I've got some slides and stuff that I want to show you, but this was from today's live. Can you guys see my screen okay? Are you guys able to see that? Okay. And if at any time, I know some of this stuff maybe it's boring to you a little bit, but I find that it could be maybe the thing that you're missing as well. So try to hang with me just a bit here. But this is what I was covering today on my live, and we were talking about this emergence method right down here, and this was like something that I just was like, let's compare, an email list, the thing that people are told to do, and just it's a very, and listen, it works. Walking to the store works, but I would rather just get in a car because it's faster, it's easier, it's way more fun. And that's how I look at this. So a lot of people get on here and they're like, well, yeah, but this works and that works. You're completely right. But it's more important that we focus on getting people results, because if we do that, guess what happens? They want to come back and they want to tell other people about it too. And this emergence thing that I'm talking about, this is, in my opinion, this is the gold right here. In an email list, you think about it, you're putting people into a list. They don't get to talk to the other people, nor do they even know who the other people are. And so nothing gets to happen there. And yet the reason they're in the email list to begin with is because they all had a common theme, which was this challenge, this block, this problem. And so they all came into the email list for that. And yet none of them get to hang out with each other and talk about their problems. And because of that, you don't get to hear what the actual real problem is. What you're doing is you're putting all these people into a list. You're not really even sure who they are. They're just a number and a name and an email. And you're blasting things into this email list in hopes that something that you say will cause them to come over and buy your thing. Am I right or wrong? This is the typical thing that happens. And you can try to chalk it up to, maybe sound more elegant or, put some more love and care into it. But at the end of the day, I don't think anybody was like a little kid going, I can't wait to build an email list and send them a bunch of stuff so that they buy my stuff so that I have money. I don't think anybody was doing that, but I do know people had, excitement when they were little kids for a certain topic or a certain space, or a certain, what we call, niche or something, right? Like you had this idea, this energy for this thing. And what was going on is you were starting to talk about that all the time and share it with other people, and they either got in the boat with you or they did not. And the people that did get involved with you, they started to become your friend because you guys could connect on that. And then before you knew it, you guys were both trying to figure things out, and you guys are both talking about ideas. And some people ended up going into that, whatever that thing was. And this is the ability of emergence here. So today I'm going to help you figure out how to create your own emergence, not have to worry about an email list. Yeah, but what happens if something happens and all of your list goes away? Or you don't have an email list? What are you going to do? Well, if we're doing our job correctly and we're understanding the real, we're discovering what our customer really needs, we won't have to have a list that we can blast. all of our information to each day. We won't have to, because they'll want to follow us, because the content that we're creating will be just ringing the bell that they want to ring, and they'll start paying attention to you. And if you don't believe in this thing that I'm sharing with you, just ask yourself how you got here today. Ask yourself, what made me come here today? What was it? Was it because Mike emailed me? Was it because he, forced me to come over here? So I'm just doing what I would suggest you do, and that is I came up with this whole topic today because of my community. And for some odd reason, this came up today in the community, and so it became my live. It was the topic today because it emerged from the people that all have the same common problem together in this group. They all come together. And then what really made me pick this topic over all the other topics was the simple fact that somebody posted this question, because I asked them, I engaged with my community. I asked them, and I was trying to discover what they need. And I just said to them, I'm getting ready to create something of a problem, of a solution to help you fix your problem here. And I would love to know what it is that you're interested in and what it is that you would like to know. What are you blocked at? Like, what is the block you're facing
Nej, det var
going through?
bästa som smalt det på. Och nu är nog så ringer.
And I asked that question in the community. The people in the community, they started talking and they started answering it. And then when somebody said that, somebody's like, I would like to know about this. All of a sudden, everyone else in the community started to string behind that and start saying, yeah, that's a good question. No, that's something I need help with too. And through this emergence now, because we posed something in the community, something emerged. And then I started talking about it today on the live. And during the live, I don't know, Jenna, what did we have? Like over 15, 20 people join the community just from the live. And then people got onto this call. And now we're here talking and discussing this topic that hopefully is going to help you find clarity and find a plan and an approach to how to do this. Because today I had a lot of fun. It wasn't painful. I love this stuff. This is what I love. And so you get to do what you love and talk about. And it's going to, from emergence, from a community here, you're going to find a faster way to know your message. You're going to find an easier way to help people. You're going to find an easier way to actually attract and convert and deliver on what it is that you're going to deliver to people because they paid you. And it's going to be easier for you to get people across this gap right here. And it's going to be easier for you to understand and not be out there guessing what your customer wants, but instead find out, understand it real quickly, and go out there and start just talking about it. Because I don't know if this resonates with you, but a lot of people, they tend to have trouble with understanding things like this. This is what I hear all the time. Mike, I don't know what content to create that's going to be free, or how do I know if the content should be free or if that should be like paid content? And I don't know what content to create to attract people. And if you want to write something in your notes today, just write this. The customer creates the content. Okay. The customer creates your content. Okay. So David Ogilvy, back in the day, he was a famous copywriter. He said for everybody trying to come up with their copy for their advertisement and their marketing, he said it was so difficult. They would sit together in groups and they would think and think and think, and in essence, guess how to come up with this content and come up with this marketing and these advertisings to get people to buy their products. And yet the only person that has the answer to this is who? Anybody down in the comments? Who's the only person that has the answer for you? The customer. Okay. The customer. So we have to figure out how can we establish some sort of an environment that is not only inviting, but it's also safe and comfortable for the people that we're actually inclined to help and focused on trying to help. And this is where this community, in my opinion, and I could fall on my face with this, but so far it's been ringing extremely loud and true to me and the people that are also doing it. But I see this whole community really scaring the pants out of an email list. To me, when I think about an email list now, although they're important, listen, you have to get your customers in a place where you can easily connect with them and build that know, like, and trust. We can all agree on that. But let's also play this devil's advocate game or whatever. Do you think people are going to connect with you faster if they're in an email list or if they're in a community where the other people with the same problem can start to connect with each other? And you can look from like the top down and get inside and actually talk and communicate with the customers as the people in there also can connect with themselves, the others that are like them. And this emergence happens where you can start to understand them and you can start to really see, wow, I thought it was this, but come to find out it was really that. And then you can go out there, and because the customer creates the content, okay, you're going to just go find what the customer is saying and then say it back to them. I'm going to show you how to do this. It's a very simple and free approach. And I've actually been, going in and doing this stuff to, of course, validate it even further. And it's worked like a charm into the, to the tune of, basically it's an average of like $2,000 to $5,000 per day now, coming in from this method and this process. So I'm really excited to share this with you. Are we all on the same page here? Can we put like a fire emoji or something, or a thumbs up in the comments if you guys feeling this? Does this all presuppose group activity? Yeah, of course. That's what we're talking about. So what we're talking about here is basically creating a community, and the community is, what do you think's better? Having somebody on your website or having somebody in a community where they are connecting with other people? And this is all around a central idea, of course. If your community is just, hey, come hang out, like that's not going to do the trick. Okay. That's not going to do the trick. What's going to do the trick is you have a community that has intention behind it. There is a reason for the community. And there's a reason why that it's there and helping people, right? It's under this intention that you're going to get them from A to B. So the first thing that is the most important here, which a lot of people just glaze over this, and yet it's the most root and most important thing of the whole deal, is really, like, what does your perfect day look like? I'm not going to go into it because we're all adults and we can figure that part out. But the most important thing to know is, like, where are you actually going? Because to launch a community and to make money online and to do this properly, if you don't know where you're going, how on earth are you going to get there? And if you don't know where you're at, even if you did know where you're going, but you don't know where you're at, how do you get directions from nowhere? So it's important to know what your current situation is. It's important to know what your desired situation is. And now, because we know where we are and what we want and where we want to go, now we can figure out a path and a plan to get there. The second thing is you really need to do something that you love to do, right? If you have this idea where you're just picking the hot topic, you're not going to make it. You would be one of the very fine few super select people that do. And I've been in scenarios where we were making a lot of money and we were doing something that was not in line with what we wanted to do, and we found a way to sabotage it. It was easy to get rid of, and it did end up going down. And so and then I searched for another thing, and this is where if you're having this problem of shiny object syndrome, the problem is you just don't know where you want to go. You're very unclear as to what that perfect day looks like. And so a lot of people say, well, you got to set goals and all of these things. And, the purpose of the goal is so that you can make decisions. It's not so that you can feel warm and fuzzy. And the goal is not, just, it's understanding, like, what do you actually want to do each day? Because from that place, knowing what you want to do each day, from that place, you can really devise a sure plan. You can really understand how to get somewhere. Okay. And then when you go to do the activity that we're going to jump into and look at here, you'll know how to do it because you'll know where you're going and you'll know what you're trying to do. And all you have to do is put a circle on a piece of paper, a clock, and put the 12, 6, 9, 3, put the numbers around it, and then just chop it up into pie pieces and ask yourself, when I get up in the morning, what do I want to do first? What do I want to do second? And what do I want to do? Just understand what that perfect day looks like. And if you can get that figured out, then everything that you do from this point forward, it's going to be composed around that. Because I don't know if you're here because you don't like to have to work your life around your job, but instead now we can work our business around our life. And because we're not getting paid for time and effort, we're getting paid for results. And some of the things that you're doing and the things that we've got going on here, all we have to do is figure out how to get them results. And if we can do that in 1 hour in a day, and because we're doing it digitally and we're trading bits, not flesh. At a job, you're trading flesh. You're against a clock. With this, you can make something once, as I say, and it can be out there in thousands and thousands of people's hands all at once, working perfectly. So this all stems from knowing, what does my perfect day look like? From there, you can then go into, okay, what do I love doing the most? Then you can launch your community. Because if you launch it around those two things, all of a sudden, everything else that you need to know is going to just come through. It's going to come to forth. Okay. So Dina says, I'm here because my job is making me homeless. I have to figure this out. 100%. It'll always do that. You're and nothing against jobs. It's just, it is what it is, right? I mean, you're helping somebody else build their dream. You're helping somebody, you're a cog in somebody else's wheel. It's just the way it is. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I don't like picking up my trash out here on the driveway. Somebody's got to do these jobs, but there's also got to be people that have people, somebody had to give that person a job. Okay. And so you're just selecting to be the person that says, bring me your problems, I'll solve them. That's what we get paid for. Okay. So let's jump into this. And I want to go through this. Again, we're going to be answering questions. I'm going to be sharing with you inside of my Make Once Pro. This is a training I just put in the classroom. It goes over the current situation, the roadblock, the desired situation, and the solution on how to charge different prices for your school. Because right now, until they make the new update, you have to, if you want to charge different prices for things, you would have to use Stripe payments like that. Okay. So what we're going to be doing here is I want to share with you, let me get to this first slide. This right here is something you need to screenshot, and you just need to have it in your vision, because whenever you get stuck and frustrated and depressed, or you don't know what to do, or you don't know where to turn next, or you've launched a community and it's not going the way you want it to, and you can't figure it out, this is where you're going to want to come back to and just look at this. Because every time I get kind of complicated or derailed, or I'm thinking like I get a little confusion going on, like, I come back to this and I go, oh yeah, I forgot. The only reason I'm getting paid and the only reason people are coming to me is because I'm helping them get from point A to point B. I'm helping them get that result. And so in this, the thing that we're always doing is this. Okay. If you want to know how to make your school successful, I would love to make it more complicated for you, but I don't think either one of us want that. You don't want it to be complicated. I don't want it to be complicated. So let's not complicate things. This is what we're doing. You're creating content out there in the social world. The social content happens on social media. Pick your favorite one and get to work. It doesn't matter which one. Yes, some are, some beehives are humming a little bit more than others, but all it is, anywhere, should I do Pinterest? Should I do this? Do whatever makes you happy, because that's where you're going to do your best. And if you can go over to the favorite platform, or if you can go over to where typically it's where you're consuming, you would want to go over there and start producing instead of consuming. I'll find myself, if there's time and a place to be, just brainless and looking at fun stuff and relaxing, doing those things. But I'll catch myself sometimes out there watching other people. I'll catch myself out there trying to model someone else in the sense where I lose my own identity, and I lose my own focus on what I'm doing. And this all comes from this idea that it is some method or system or plan or thing, when, again, never forget, and don't ever forget, this is how money is made, getting people results. So there's no system around this. It's simply this person is in a current situation, in a desired situation. They don't care how to get there. They don't care what it takes. They just want it. I promise you. If right now I had brain cancer and I was going to die in the next 30 minutes, and the doctor came in and he said, you have to slap yourself twice, take off all your clothes, and run around the neighbor's house 3 times, and all your cancer will disappear, you would bet your ass I'd be doing that. Okay. It's not about that. It's about the result. It's about getting there. Okay. So in this, you're going to pick a topic with your community. I promise you, if you go out there trying to edge the community or trying to edge the marketplace and you're looking for something that'll make money, I promise you, I've done this for 15 plus years now. I've made several $1,000,000 doing this, and I've been working for myself since 2007. And I can tell you right now that I've tried it. I promise. I've tried all the Kajabi. I've trust me. I'm still paying thousands of dollars a month to all these softwares because I've built stuff for other customers that I'm not even working with anymore. I mean, it's crazy, right? And every time I've tried, this is what really matters, okay? And I'm going to keep this simple for you, and I'm going to show you how to really do this in the most fun, relaxing way where you're going to really be helpful. So pick a topic that you love. How do you do that? It's very simple. Evidence will help you. What are you looking at all the time on social media? What are you doing when you have nothing to do? If you asked your 5 closest friends to you, hey, what do I talk about all the time? People know that when they hang out with me, at some point in the night, we're going to talk about online business. It's just, or entrepreneurship of some level. You just need to look into yourself, and it's there, the evidence. Make a list of everything that you're excited about. Circle the top 3, put a star by the top 1, and now it's time to go out and find people asking questions and see if you can answer them. So when you pick this topic, how do you know it's the right topic? Well, let's take a look at this, okay? I'm going to share my screen, and I'll show you, once you have this, what to go do. Because you'll find out real fast if it's something that you actually want to do, okay? Just getting this pulled up here, and then I'll share my screen, okay? So, go. All right. Let me share the screen here. Once you have your topic figured out, or you've come to some conclusion that you're excited about this particular thing, does anybody want to does somebody want to raise their hand on this one and put in the chat, like, what is something that you're into? I'm here because okay, so let me know. Somebody put in the chat, they know what they want to do their school about. Okay, try to keep it a 1-word or 2-word answer. All right, 3 if it's necessary. Most of the things that you're doing, the problem that you're solving, has something to do with just 1 or 2 words. Like, I help people make money online, right? What do you guys do? Okay, comfort in front of the camera. Okay, perfect. So you would come out here and you would say, how to create videos without, and look what comes up, showing face. All right. I would say that somebody that is trying to create videos without showing their face, there's something going on there where either they just literally don't want to show their face, because I guess they're worried that somebody is going to judge them, or whatever the case may be, or they don't want to show their face because, I don't know, they just really like doing voiceovers instead. Whatever the case, it doesn't matter. Okay, one of the top winners in the Skool games was actually faceless content. They were talking about faceless content, which I've been talking to my community about forever. So I'm glad somebody's finally doing this, because it's a very, very important topic. But you would come here to this top thing, right? And I like to find these things that are showing up here, because the reason these are showing up, and you can click this here, and you can click all these, or you could, what I always do is just highlight and copy them. It allows me to highlight and copy. Okay. But what happens here, let me get this out of my way, is when this comes in here, I didn't even put anything, how to create videos without, and then this stuff. If I put the letter A, it changes. Look at this. How to create a video without showing your face. How to make videos without showing your face and face and voice. So all of these things are coming up here now. And I just put the letter A after that. What if I put the letter B? Okay. What if I put the letter C? These are things that people are actually searching. Okay. So we came up with an idea for a community. We found that their people are actually searching this. So this is a good sign. If this doesn't pop up, then you want to revisit what you're talking about or how you typed it in. But you want to try to pretend that you're the customer with the problem and that you're going out there trying to solve the problem. Because if this isn't happening, what you're seeing right here, where they're typing this in or this is showing up, if you can't, air quotes, go out there and digitally touch your customer on the shoulder, if you can't find them out there in nature, just naturally occurring in a lot of places where they're searching, it's going to be extremely, and I second, extremely hard for you to sell people. Because if they're not out there searching, how are they going to find you? Does this make sense? Does this make sense? A lot of people, they come up with ideas and they see something, but then they don't go out and actually find the customer. They don't actually go see the customer. And if you can't do that, how are they going to find you? If you can't find them, how are they going to find you? If you can't see what they're searching for, if you can't understand that, they're not going to find you. It's going to be extremely difficult. Does this make sense? Okay. So we click on this, and now we're still deciding, is this something that we're really going to be able to go into and like? Well, I come here, and this one has 300,000 views on it. Okay. This one has 114,000. So we could assume that this is something that, again, we can find their customer. We're right here. Because I can click on this. I would pause it because I'm not concerned with what he's talking about. I'm concerned with these comments down here. The people that are going to be buying and signing up for the program and getting into the community that I'm going to be helping. And I use this vidIQ right here, okay? I use this vidIQ, and the reason I use it is because it allows me to click on this and go down to contains questions. Because if people are asking questions, what is this indicating? That they're looking for what? Answers, right? They have desire. They have a desired situation. Their current situation is the question, right? And it's also indicating what the block is. So if I go to contains questions down here, this person proposed an opportunity to learn how to make YouTube videos without showing your face, faceless video ideas. People watched this video, 320,000 of them watched this video, and they still have questions. What does that indicate to you? Before I go any further, what does this indicate to you? This indicates to you that there's a crack in that wheel. You're not going to likely come up with anything new here today, and you're probably not going to invent the new thing. You're not going to reinvent the wheel. You're not going to invent the wheel. You're going to find the crack in that wheel, and you're going to fix it. And you can feel really authentic and pure and good because you can talk about every single person in a good way that would be quote unquote your competition, which you only have competition if you're competing. The only person that you should be competing with is yourself. You shouldn't have to question whether or not it works. You should be able to go find the answer to decide if this is going to be something somebody wants to do. It's not, do you think this will work, Mike? The question is, did you find evidence that there are people looking for answers? That's the answer. This happens inside of the community. If you wanted to start a community of, hey, if you're having trouble feeling comfortable in front of a camera, I've got a free community. It's called, skool.com/camera comfort. And when you come over there, if you're somebody like that, we all get together in there and we work and help each other. You can, create videos and share them in the safe community that just our community sees, and we'll help you work through those things. And we get on Zooms each week, and we allow you to get on there and get through that fear of being on camera, and we work with you to get you through that. And if you want even more custom help, you can actually come to us and we'll do one-on-one coaching with you. It's just, we've got a price for it, and it's, you pay it and then you have access to this, this, and this. It's just premium content, kind of like you go to a cafe and use the Wi-Fi, the free internet. Maybe you get a glass of water. It's free. They'll give you a glass of water. But if you want like chips and a sandwich and a premium drink, it just costs a little bit more because that's premium value. But we bring you in because we have a cafe and a cool environment where you can hang out and work and do things and work on the projects. But if you want more, we've got more for you. There's a little fee, which makes sense. This is what this community becomes, right? Your community becomes a place where an idea gets discussed that is out there in the marketplace trying to get solved, and you're not competing with anybody. And you know what I love about this business more than anything is anybody can grab your course and copy it. You could go take my course inside of Make Once Pro, you could join, and you could take everything in there and you could recreate it. And people do. I encourage them to. But one thing you can't copy is a community. How are you going to steal that from me? How are you going to get a community duplicated and copied? You can't. So by building a community, you're instantly building a barrier of entry that nobody can take from you. And you get rewarded by the results you help your community get. And what you'll find is when you get people together on a particular topic or space, they start sharing with you all the things that are a crack in that system. They start sharing and showing you what they need. They start saying, can somebody help me with this? You can literally, I don't know if you guys noticed that when you joined my community, I asked you some questions. And it helps me understand what's going on and what you're doing and what you're after. And then you can get in there and start to engage with them and ask them questions. I hear people put together communities all the time and they say, man, I put value in my community all the time and I just can't get them to engage. If I had a room full of people and I had a big pile of cash in my hand and I just threw it out there on the floor, all that value, I threw it at them, what would they do? They would pick it up and they would leave. But if I said, hey, I'm getting ready to throw a bunch of cash, what is the biggest challenge you guys are having right now with faceless or with being comfortable in front of the camera? I'm asking a question. They engage with me. And all of a sudden, Sally hears Bobby say something and she goes, really, that's great. And emergence happens. And the real answer comes out that you can then say, yesterday inside of my community, I asked them XYZ. And down in the comments, a couple people said XYZ. And so today I want to answer that question. And what's funny is in that, people are going to then say, wow, I have that same question. Now your content is changing dramatically. Now all of a sudden your content has power because it's coming from an authentic place of actual desire where people are actually struggling. So you don't have to ask the question of what kind of content to create. You can just take from your community and go out there and solve those problems, which would invite more people to the community. And the more people in the community, the more emergence happens and the more authentic and powerful and magnetic your content gets. And then you can have long conversations like I'm having now. And then I can take this and it becomes long form content. How do you create long form content, Mike? All you do is create a video that's long. Well, what about? Well, what are you trying to help people do? Why don't you get on and help them? And in that, you'll find in this video, if we get done with it, somewhere in this video, there's probably at least maybe 3 to 5, maybe 10, hopefully more moments that are maybe a minute long, 30 seconds long. And guess what? Those become the shorts. And it's all authentic now. And it all came from a place of the desire to help you launch and grow and monetize a Skool community, which is what my idea is around. This community is built around. So is that helping? Do you see how this then becomes like all of the things that you've struggled maybe to come up with, the content, the ideas, it lives within the idea of the community because those are the people that you're helping. It's all right there. The customer creates the content. You're getting paid to bring them the results. They're coming to you with the questions. And because you're fanatical about this idea in this space and the place you're in, you're going out there and you're finding the answers for them in which they say, here's my value for yours. Thank you for saving me the time collectively. And then as more people join the program, the actual program gets better because the more questions that get asked in the community, the more they can do this. They can go right inside of your community now and they can, let me move this to the bottom. They can come right inside of your community and they can ask questions like how to make content. So in the classroom now, there's 139 places where we talked about how to make content inside of Make Once Pro. And then inside of the community, somebody said something about making content. They had questions. And so if we go in there and start working with our community now, instead of worrying about silly emails or silly landing pages or silly anything, people can start searching and finding what you're about. In my free community, okay, we can literally content marketing. Okay, let's say they're having trouble with that. There's 77 places where we talk about how to create and fix content. In the community, people are talking about it here. 7 content marketing prompts that I use to grow my business. You see how much faster now that the person can get the answers, all because you created a community. And with this emergence, with people asking questions, you have all the answers in the world that you've ever needed. And it was just by providing a space and environment for people to be in. So we come down here and we then find out. So in our journey here, we've talked about how we're trying to find a community that we're going to do. Pick a topic, and what we're going to do is we need to book free workshops or challenges or whatever you want to call them. We're in one right now, and I think that they're pretty helpful. Would you guys agree? Is this stuff helping you guys? Is it been worth your time to be here? In this, you get emergence. In this, everybody gets to learn, and this is where the real stuff comes from. So you just book free environments like I've done here today with you. And not only that, I'm compressing the know, like, and trust time. So you don't have to tell me. You can just think about it to yourself, but it'd be fine if you tell me. But how many of you feel a little bit more connected to me or closer to me since we've been on this workshop? And you can connect with people, and that's when it happens, right? That's when the real change happens, where people transfer from one place to another, is because they're connecting with you. And you can compress the time of connection by just doing a weekly workshop. Most of you are just a weekly workshop away from telling your boss, I'm done. Most of you are just creating a school and going into your classroom and literally just sharing. This stands for what you're learning. What else would you share with people? What else would you talk about besides what you're learning? So it's very simple. And then minimum viable leaderboard. Why not put things on your leaderboard inside of your school that encourages people to want to engage? This is where all the gold lives, remember? So if we pick a topic, we still have to decide, is this topic for us? Because a lot of people, they say, well, I think I want to do this, and I'm not sure. All you have to do is come in here to, like we did here. We came, the example was about being comfortable in front of the camera. That was the community. We did what any person would do. They would say how to create videos without maybe showing their face or without having to be on video or whatever. We clicked on the first thing that we seen because it had a lot of social proof. It had a lot of views. What's so cool is, instead of like trying to work around this person and think that I'm competing with them, I could literally say, this Primal Video put out, they got 1.6 million subscribers. They put out a video that, it's a great video. It's got almost 500,000 views. And I went in there and I used vidIQ, and I went down and I put contains questions, and I found a question down there where people said, thanks for this video. Can you categorize what apps or programs are free to use on your words below? And they were asking this question, and I wanted to answer it for you. So today in this video, what I'm going to do is answer that. And thank you for making this video, Primal Video, because it allowed me to come up with a way to improve the space that we're in and be more valuable and find the cracks and actually help people. Look here. Hey, great video. What tool are you using to create video showing your face with content in the background? Think that you can talk to. Okay. So what I'm asking you to do is, you picked this topic, this space, and you went out on social where people are. And instead of guessing, we came down here and found out what are the real questions, because the people, remember, the customers create the content. You came down here. My question for you, and the question you're going to ask yourself, is, when I read these questions and I go looking at this, do I get excited about actually answering these questions? Because if you come down here and you start looking at all these other videos that are going to pop up about faceless content, if you don't get excited about answering the questions, what does that tell you? Do you feel like that's a topic that you should be going into? If you have trouble even coming up with the answers or finding the answers, or if you don't have any desire to actually go search and find the answer, do you feel like that this is a place that you should be doing a community around? I mean, the answers are here. Look how many questions are here. Questions are the answer. Thank you for mentioning CapCut. I'm unable to find the 3D feature you mentioned. Can you assist? Hey guys, in my community about how to being comfortable on camera, we have a whole section that talks about the resources and tools that you can use. And so if you join our free community, you can get access to those and you can start talking to other people that are trying to do faceless content or be more comfortable in front of the camera. So come over to my Skool community, come get in there, check it out. I'd love to help you and find out what we can do to get you on the path to being more comfortable in front of the camera. People come over to the community. Remember we talked about all we're doing here? Okay. All we're doing here is we are doing this right here. We're going out to social content, finding questions, because questions are the answer. We are getting them into a community where we can have emergence happen, our free community. And then we ask them if they want more help in a premium way where we can make an offer to them to get them there faster, easier, while having more fun. Is this starting to ring in the mind? Are we getting this? Is this helpful? Okay. Let me know if this is helpful. Does anybody, I'll open up here quick for some questions. Does anybody have any questions so far about anything that we've talked about that I can help you with? Somebody said, James Croswell says, if you answer them there on that channel, you will get people checking your profile and channel and maybe get them into your free community. 100%. Can you make a subcategory in your community? Yes, you can. Inside of the Skool group, you can go into the, let me pull it up here. You can go in here and in your community, you can go into, let me get on, this is an incognito window here. Let me get on one that's not. Let me move this out of the way. You can come over here to settings, and then you can go into categories here, and you can create categories. And then when you post something in the classroom, you can come down here and choose the category you want to put it in. And then therefore, when you're talking on your live or when you're talking in any sort of content, maybe even like your weekly workshop or something of that nature, you can then say, hey, we've got a whole category here. All you have to do is click on it and it'll show you all of the posts that are related to that category right here in your community. Okay. So hopefully that answers that question. What other questions do we have here? Excellent. I need to use this category options. Good. What do MVL and whatever in your slides stand for, please? Minimum viable leaderboard. So you can set up in the Skool leaderboard, you can set up things that get people to want to be active and engage. It's kind of like dangling the carrot in a way. So in these leaderboards, you can say that as they move through these different levels, different classrooms can unlock or different events on the calendar can unlock. So if you really understand your customer, let's go back to the example of being comfortable in front of a camera. One of the things I could do for my leaderboard, just using a minimum viable leaderboard, meaning I'm using the most minimum thing that is like the most essential item that is necessary for them to get to the result. I'm not trying to make anything complicated. I'm just literally like this person here. Let's see. Is it also valid for coders, programmers to create videos without showing their face? So I'll find a different one here. Can you categorize what apps, programs are free to use on your words below? Let's find another question here. Which one of these ideas is most successful and profitable? Nope. Are you planning to do a video on YouTube gaming channel requirements? Can a video using a speaking avatar be monetized in YouTube? Let's find something else. How do you make the little you in your videos? You see, it's the thing. If you were to go create a course and you tried to do it without connecting in the comments like this and and out here in the actual world where your person is talking from their perspective, which is the perspective you need to get involved with very quickly if you want to get their attention. Who would have put it like that, right? Like, is it okay to screen record an anime episode and put it in the YouTube? And you'll start to see patterns down here when you start asking. You'll start to see the same
Mike,
questions.
you're sharing only the Skool platform, so they can't see the comments that you're going through. Just so you know.
Well,
That's what they're
thank you,
saying.
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Sorry about that. Okay, let's see. Will a channel be monetized if only screen recording videos are uploaded with audio and without a face cam? Okay, perfect. So the monetize thing. One thing I could do in the leaderboard then is I could come here to the leaderboard, or sorry, I could create a classroom. Okay. So I could come in here, upload a picture. The classroom could be how let's see. YouTube monetization tips and advice, something like that. And then I could tell them, I could say only members of a certain level. So I could say, when people get to level 3, this course is going to open up. So what will happen is when they get in here, I'll have like a getting started section, and they can come in here, and in the getting started section, I'll say, now guys, over here on the leaderboard, as you can see, as you work through and engage in the community, these different things open up. And in some cases, if you didn't go out there and do what we're doing right now, you might put something in there that people don't care about. Okay. You might put something in there that people are like completely don't care. And so they wouldn't want to engage. But if you went out and did what we're doing here in YouTube and finding things that they're actually asking questions about, and what I would do is keep finding things that keep getting asked over and over again, because in those patterns, you'll understand like this is now something that a lot of people have a problem with. You can take that idea, use that in the leaderboard, and then that becomes very attractive to them because you went out and found out what they wanted to eat and you served it up in a very beautiful plate for them, and you hid it behind engagement. So what happens when they're engaging? Well, when they're engaging, emergence happens. What is emergence? The actual thing that people really, really want. Okay. The actual thing that people really, really want. The emergence is, as an individual, you couldn't get to a place that you can as a collective group. They always say like two minds create this third, more powerful mind. Yeah, you get a collective effect. Yeah, and that's what happens when you get people emerging in your group. So you get people together because you're excited, you love the idea of being comfortable in front of a camera. Other people are out there, they're having trouble with it. You get them together into a community. You get them to start engaging by leveraging or dangling a carrot that opens up and comes to them and is given to them as they continue through. And now all of a sudden you're getting people in there engaging, because the only way to unlock those levels is to get points. And the way you get points is by providing content inside of the community that other people like and start asking questions and engaging too. And then therefore it opens up the whole world of what you need inside of there. And now every program that you need to create is living right there in front of you. No questions asked. You literally have it right there because you can hear all the cracks in the wheel, and you can start to understand, hey, I heard all of you talking about boom, 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 boom. I kept seeing this occurring in the community. Boom, 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 boom. So what we've done is we put together a classroom. It's only, $27 a month to join, and we answer all of these questions for you, and we help you get through them faster, easier, and it will be a lot more fun. And you can cancel at any time. It's $27 a month, or you could charge just a one-time fee for it. And then if you wanted to add maybe some weekly calls or some discussions or some things where you get in there and do a little bit more one-to-one help and get in there and actually, do a little bit for them and with them, you can charge more premium because there's more of you. That's how you upsell in this space, in this industry, and in most industries. The more you're involved, the more the done with you or done for you, or more directness that they get to the source of the answer, it's more cost. And this is just simple economics. So when you go to create something, the most important thing is that you're helping people get results. And if you're trying to be a great singer, let's say you want to be a professional singer and get paid for it. You know, people say, well, I'll put content out there that's kind of good, and then I'll give them the really good stuff when they pay. They're never going to come get your good stuff if that stuff out there isn't amazing. Because just like a singer, every time you sing, it better sound good. They put their best song on the radio for free to get people to follow them and become a part of their community, their culture, their brand. Does this make sense? So do you see the power and the effects of this community? Now, here's something that you can do. You can go down here into this space. If I can make sure I'm sharing here, hold on. Here's this 30 for 30 swap thing that I'm sharing with you. You can literally go down here into these comments, and you could say to this person right here, okay, like this person monetized screen recording. You could reply to them. You could go to their channel and reach out to them, because if you click here, it'll take you to their channel where you can click on their thing and email them. Or if you're on any other platform doing this, you can direct message them. Whatever the communication process is on that platform, you can do. And you could say to them, hey, I noticed you were on the Primal video. You were in the comments of the Primal video, and I seen your question down here about the YouTube monetization. And I've got something that I want to propose to you. And I'm not selling you anything. So please, I'm not asking you to buy anything, but I just want to know, you know, I seen your question, and I seen it was about monetizing on YouTube, and you were on, you know, Primal Videos content down there. And could I just offer you, maybe we jump on a Zoom for free for 30 minutes. I'm not going to sell you anything. I promise this is not a trick, nothing like that. But in exchange, I'd simply love to just talk with you for 30 minutes and ask you a few questions about that challenge that you're having, because I'm actually building a business and a community, and it's really built around that problem. And if you could just, I'll give you 30 minutes of my consulting, my advice and what I know, if you would allow me to just ask you questions, you know, for maybe a few minutes, 30 minutes, because it would really help me with this. And that's all I want. If you did that with 3 to 5 people a day, not only would you have a ton of content, because when you get on those one-to-one Zooms with them, guess what you can do? You can say, would you mind if I use this for some content on my social media to help other people with this problem as well? I won't mention you if you don't want me to or whatever, but would that be okay? They'll either say yes or no. And then all of a sudden you've got authentic activity, because you're actually doing what you say you can do and you're proving it. There's no having to, you know, I swear I can do it. You can just do it. Nothing succeeds like that. You know, hey guys, I can fly. Uh-huh, sure you can. No, watch. Oh my God, he can. That's the best content in the world. That's the best sales video in the world. Just show me you doing it, right? You can ask him for that content. You're also going to learn your message. You're also going to practice doing what you do. It's so silly to me, where in the past I would always think like, oh, I'm doing this. I'm good at it. I wasn't even doing it. How am I going to be good at it? If you're not practicing and you know, doing something, how on earth are you going to get good at it? How are you going to find your message if you're not speaking? People are trying to find their message by writing it down and looking for another course. But that's not how you find your message. You find your message by speaking, because that's what it is. No different than you would find your process of throwing a ball by actually throwing a ball. You can only read about throwing a ball or riding a bike for so long, then you actually have to ride the thing or throw the thing, right? And so this is a way that you can practice your message in private. You'll learn so much about what it is that your community actually wants and what your customer actually wants. What would happen if you went out and you sent this message here out to 5 people a day? You would probably get at least one to respond to you, right? And so instead of guessing, right? Instead of guessing, we can just literally go out there and be helpful, not sell anything, and we can help people, you know, use the vidIQ to find those questions, and then get down in the comments and find out what people are actually struggling with. And if you do that, you don't need a following. You'll have one so fast. You will build a following so fast after you do those, because you'll know exactly what to say to people. But guessing is not a good business, right? You need to adjust your focus to actually solve the right problem. And the only way you're going to find that is not guessing what the customer wants to eat, but just go over there and ask them, what are you hungry for? What could I make you? And then if you make it, they'll eat it. And then that is having a message that matters. That is knowing what to actually say and what to title things and what to, bring up in a live going live or in a workshop or anything like that. Okay. So is this helping? Are you guys getting anything from this? And so all you need to do is you can have a pocket coaching offer, because now you're actually understanding what they want. So you can say, hey guys, listen, I'm going to be breaking down all these things that you guys are having questions about. I went out and I talked with 10 people on private Zooms for 30 minutes, asking them questions. And I know exactly now what it is that you guys are struggling with. And let me just make sure that these are the things. And you could go da, 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 da. And if you want to learn more about those things, you can instantly have a product when you go into Skool. Instantly. You can instantly do it this way. And so you can come in and you can say, you know what, for $27 a month, less than $1 a day, you can cancel anytime. I will send out one video per day that's less than 5 minutes, let's say, and I'll be sharing with you what I'm learning. And if you don't like it, I'll give you your $27 back. But what happens when you get 1,000 people or even 100 people paying you $27 a month? How does that change your current situation? And it's all because you're sharing with people. You made an offer to them instantly that you have a pocket coaching offer where I have one of these. We have hundreds of people going through it. And I just put out a video a day, less than, mine are typically a little bit longer, but I'm in there and you could do a weekly Zoom 1 hour and you could record that. That's your long form content. You can chop it up into short form content. If you get 4 people, your Skool instantly becomes free. You could do a premium product. Hey, if you want, it's $97 a month, so it's 3 times more expensive, but you get more detailed classrooms. We go into depth even deeper. We spend more time unraveling your problem. We do 2 weekly Zooms. I do 2 that are 2 hours each, so people get to spend 2 hours each with me. That's my Make Once Pro. And we can work through your problems. We can work through the things, because as I'm learning this stuff and getting on these calls with people and finding out what the problem is, I'm also learning how to solve it for you. So if you want to join me there, you can do that. These are the things that you can do inside of your community. What happens if you have a $97 a month product, so $3 a day? What happens when you get 100 people that join your community at that rate? That's $9,700 a month. What if you have 500? What if you have 1,000 people paying you $97 a month and it took you all year to get there? What are you going to do at the end of this year that is going to allow you to create that kind of monthly recurring revenue? By doing something very fun and enjoyable to yourself that you find yourself invigorated by actually getting in there and doing. Think about, then you could go to a more done for you, done with you type situation where you actually spend one-on-one time with somebody. You can charge $2,000 to $100,000 for this, depending on what the outcome is for the person. You base your pricing on what it's actually worth to the person. If what you're sharing with them can cause them to make hundreds of thousands of dollars, I don't think there's anything wrong with asking for 10 grand. And the people that will buy it are the people that want it. And this happens naturally inside of the community. You won't have to ask for this. If you're in there doing the right thing, which is helping people solve problems around the topic and space that you chose, they will naturally want more of your time. They will naturally want you to their self. They will naturally come to you and do this. It occurs naturally within a system, right? You go to a school or anything, you'll find that the students that really care, they'll sit to the front of the classroom. They'll stay afterwards with the teacher, and they end up staying in school and going longer and further into the curriculum. And they end up paying more and more and more to get access to this. This is just the way it is. This is a naturally occurring system. So you'd set up an appointment with them, get on a Zoom call, make sure that they're actually, qualified and somebody that you can actually help. You wouldn't want to do that. You'd make sure that it's somebody you can actually help. And then they would either become a member or they wouldn't. They'd either want to buy it or they wouldn't. Tony Robbins charges over $1 million to work one-on-one with him, and he's got a waiting list for years. Skool's also got an affiliate program. So when you join Skool, if you just get 3 people to also join Skool and they build their business on it, which would make them keep paying for their school. If they built a community that mattered, they'd keep paying for it. You earn $39 a month for every person that joins Skool from your recommendation. What happens when 100 people are using Skool because of you? That's $3,900 a month. What happens when over a few years go by and there's 1,000 people now? How much would $39,000 a month absolutely just waking up in the morning because you suggested a program that they built their business on that they wouldn't want to get rid of? How much would that change your personal life? How much would that change your current situation? What would that do to your family? What would that do to your situation? All because you just made a suggestion for something that was very valuable to them, and so they keep using it. So the tools to run this, Skool's $99 a month. Zoom, which we're using right now, you can see the value in that, is $35 a month. Stripe, how we collect payments. This is 2.9% plus 30 cents per transaction. So it's free. You just pay per transaction. And then Loom, it's a software that I use to create training because it records my face, it records my audio, and it records my screen all at the same time. And that's $15 a month. And I like it because afterwards it transcribes everything. And then what I do with that transcription is when I'm in the classrooms, I can come in here and let me get to the one that I can actually. So I come in here to the classroom, and why I do it is because people can search up here for things. And so when you put in here like content marketing, it tells me exactly in the classroom where I'm talking about this. And look, in the pocket coaching, it says where I was talking about content marketing, which is allowing my customers to get to the question faster or get to the answer faster based off their question. And here you can see in the pocket coaching when I do these videos. Okay, so this one's 14 minutes long, and I put Loom automatically creates this for me using AI. It sees everything inside of my video. It transcribes it so I can put the transcription down here so that people can search up here and find the answer really fast, which makes it very nice for them. I can put links down here. I can put resource links in here, or I could put links to payment pages that people can join and sign up. So if somebody wanted to join Build Lab here, which is now Make Once Pro, if they click on that link, I redid the link, so it's not going to go in there and change those. But we're going through a big change right now with everything right now anyway. So, but these links down here, people can come. You can put your affiliate link right here. Okay, you can put all kinds of links in here to things, but you could put payment links in there. I'll show you what the payment links actually do and look like over here. But it allows them to search. So if they go to this like Make Once Pro, it pops this up. They can join. They can use Klarna. It's only 4 payments of $149. And this is March 1st. This is going up to $997 to join Make Once Pro. And so every week, I go on there 2 hours a week, every Monday and Thursday. You get detailed classrooms, you get private community, you get into the discussion, and you get there faster, easier. It's more fun. You can grow your community, create a full-time income, doing what it is that you love online without having to use websites, funnels, email lists, copywriting, VSLs, all that stuff. And this works very, very well. So if you want to save $400 and you can pay payments with Klarna, that's how you do that. Okay. So that's how you pitch it, right? So I just pitched it to you, but this is what you do, right? And so this payment link can be here. I've also got one for the pocket coaching, and you can do the same thing. It's just right there. $27 a month. They can cancel anytime. Here's a description. You can put in here what it is. You can say cancel anytime. Just email team at Make Once and we cancel it, right? And then you can also have a paid community. So at my Make Once Pro over here, if you open this in an incognito window, it'll say $97 a month. If they want to join, they create their Skool account, and then it's $97 a month, and they can cancel anytime. And so, but inside of here, I can also have where I have payment links where they can upsell and do things like that. Okay. So this is how you can utilize these things. And then Loom, I just did a recording down here, and I teach you how to use Loom, and you can actually embed a button and a link inside of your Loom video so that when people use your Stripe, you can embed right here on the payment page with your Stripe. You can embed that Loom video right here. So when they pay on your payment page, like that Stripe page I just showed you, where you can join like Make Once Pro and the Pocket Coaching, on the payment page, you set up your payment, and then you can click after payment. What do you want to happen? It could just show the confirmation page, or you can click this dot and redirect customers to your website. Well, I don't use websites, so I could just send them back to my Skool community, or I just link them to this Loom. And in that Loom, what I do is I say, hey, congratulations on joining. Here's your next steps. I tell them their next steps in about a minute and a half. And then I say, and I even point like this, I go, hey, up here in the corner, go create your profile, and then I'll let you in. And just like that, I've got a beautiful process and system without having to have all this jumbo. I just send them to it and we're done. So Skool, Stripe, and Loom. Very simple, very inexpensive. And it's just really neat that you can not have to worry about that stuff, but worry about the stuff that matters, which is creating results for your customer. And you can run a 6- and 7-figure business and beyond at $149 a month. And if you don't believe that, then that's fine. You can just go over here to the Skool games. And in these Skool games here, you can see they posted the winners inside of here. And I think, let's see, where is that post? I thought they just announcements. Let's see. Here it is. So in the announcements of the winners, the top school in 27 days generated $88,000 a month in new monthly recurring revenue. This lady here, in the last 24 hours of the contest, this is an $8 digital offer build. She generated $6,800 in a new monthly recurring revenue. These are all the monthly recurring revenues now after 27 days inside of Skool, offering their community to people. And now they can keep building on this. It doesn't have to end. They can keep going each month. How many of you at $40,000 a month in monthly recurring revenue to help people learn about whatever it is that you're excited about and discover how much would this change your life? Think about this, right? So it's something that you really need to think about. And if you want to join our community and come with us and get help, we're here to help you. Okay. So I'm going to open up for questions. I hope you got a lot of value out of that. If there's other things that you'd like me to share with you, I certainly can. But what are some questions that you guys have? You can just unmute yourself and start talking, and we'll just do the golden rule of if somebody else is going, we'll wait till they're done kind of thing. Is there any way we could access those slides? Yeah, possibly. Yep. Well, yeah, if you just inside of the free community, I put the whole training in there so you would have access to that. But yeah, I'm sure we can get something figured out there. So does anybody have any questions other than that? Was this helpful? Who is ready to come join us over in Make Once Pro or Pocket Coaching? The Pocket Coaching is where I create those videos that you're seeing in there. There's already a ton of videos in there. They're broken up in attract, convert, and deliver. Oops, sorry. How many people are going to start doing a weekly workshop? Are we asleep in here? This guy wants to go pro. Yes, very much. Mind blown, up twice. You guys can unmute yourself. It's okay. We're just all people in here, okay? Do you still recommend one single community? I personally like having two, but you don't have to at all. You can just start with one. It can be a free community, and then you can use the Stripe payment links and you can lock certain classrooms. And then when somebody pays you, then you just simply have them after they pay you, you just unlock the community for them. And you just go into the members tab. I'll just show you here. You go into the members tab and let me go over here. So like people in Pocket Coaching here, you go to the members. And so this Sharice Jackson, she just came in here 49 minutes ago. And I could go in here to her membership and I could just go to courses. And if she paid to have Pocket Coaching unlocked, I just click down in here and click Pocket Coaching and she would have that unlocked, right? And then I ask membership questions, and they can answer those questions. And so in this one, do you have your own Skool community? Not yet, but it's in the works. Awesome. What is your number one reason for joining the community? I want to build and launch a new community. She's in the right place. And then how did you discover this community? Make once free TikTok. Okay. So that's telling me where people came from. Right. And then in your email list, you don't get this kind of information, do you? And now these people can actually come in and work through things. Like they can talk and discover like what's going on. You can run polls in here. You can actually learn what is going on. And it's just so amazing what you can do in here. You can put your links over here. You don't need anything else. I've been trying to break it. I've been trying to think what I need and don't need. And they instantly have an app when they join. So they'll get these little notifications on their app. It buzzes their pocket, things that they don't do in email. They can leave when they want. They can come back if they want. They can upsell if they want. It's so amazing. Would you recommend to have one community per language? In my case, one in English and one in French. You could probably just have one community, and then you could have like in the classrooms, maybe you would do something where you had your French classrooms and you had your English classrooms, if you wanted to do it that way. Or in the beginning, I would just focus on one, and then you could, if you wanted to expand that later. A lot of people, when you're asking about having a lot, my question is what does your perfect day look like? Because in most cases, a lot of people think they want to make, all this money, and they wouldn't even need all the money that they make. Like, you think about your life right now. You've lived your whole life making what you make now, and you've somehow figured out how to try to be happy. Try to do the things that you want to do and all those things. What happens if all of a sudden you start earning 50 times that amount? Most people are going through life making $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a month. Okay. Because that's just in the United States. That's like the average income is like $5,000 a month. Okay. It increased recently in our terrible economy. It has now increased. So I don't think it's a terrible economy, but the average person's making like $5,000 a month in the United States is what it said. Household. Okay. The average household. If all of a sudden you started making 10 times that amount, which is only $50,000 a month, which would then put you and consider you to be at like 50,000, you're considered like top 1% ultra wealthy. You can go look this stuff up. And people are like, well, I want to make, people want these huge numbers. And it's like, you've lived your whole life, at what you're at now. If that tripled even, your whole world would explode. Like you'd be like, wow, so it's always like, what does your perfect day look like? Right. James says those Skool monthly winner leaderboard didn't even include anything those community owners are selling in it. Yeah, exactly. And they're not including like the monthly recurring revenue from all of the people that that took their affiliate and started their own Skool. They're not even talking about any of the side stuff that's happening. I mean, it's insanity. Okay. And this is just the beginning. That was the first Skool games. There's one every single month. So, I mean, getting where you're at right now in this opportunity with Skool is just mind-boggling. I don't think any of us understand it really. And to be able to join that and be a part of that and grow and build with that, and try and take action on our goals and dreams, and trying to just focus on helping people get results in an area and in a space that makes you happy. What else could you want? I'm already happy with my current life, but if I make 50 times that, I would build a charity organization. Amazing, right? Like, it gives you these opportunities. Most people I know make 2,000 to 3,000. I would be rolling on the ground laughing with that kind of upgrade. Yeah. I mean, and if you really get down into it, if you just charged, let's say, $49 a month, What happens if you focus all year long and you just focus on helping people get results? You do that 30 for 30 swap that I was talking about. You use vidIQ to go out there and dig into the freaking questions that your actual community's asking that prompts you on what content to make. If you're the answer to everybody's question in the category and in the space that you're in, what do you think is going to happen? And by what happens at the end of the year, by the time you get to December, if you had 200 people paying you $49 a month? That's 10 grand a month, monthly recurring revenue. Think about that. And you're what? With your phone and computer, getting results for people, helping them get through the thing that you said you'd get them through. Tina Taylor says, I opened a community on Skool the other day and I have 18 members in our community. That's awesome. Congratulations. For me, I just need to lock in my message so I can create a paid offer. So, Tina, what are you doing to practice your message?
Hello, hey guys. I'm Tina. Nice to
Hello.
meet you all. Well, I have a account on TikTok that has about like 16K followers,
Okay.
and they've been following me for like a couple of years now. So it really started like as a weight loss page, and it's kind of evolved into more of like a self-healing page. Like I had bariatric surgery last February and I've lost like 110 pounds. So
Wow.
they've been with me through
Congratulations.
like this whole trajectory or
They're just on a
journey, I
journey
guess
with
you
you.
could say. Yeah, so a lot of women on there, they just want like to build confidence, and they're on a self-healing journey like me as well. So I opened a group and I just called it like Empower Your Evolution. So basically it's just for women. Sorry guys, but I wanted it to be kind of like a safe space for them that they can share
Yes.
like what they're going through in their process, and that so it's really about like, embracing like change and just your limiting beliefs that kind of hold you back and just like all those sorts of things. So I think I have so much that's sort of like in the group that I just need to like pinpoint like what it is to like make an offer. I guess that's sort of
So,
where I'm at.
no, that's excellent. Thank you for sharing that. So, what I'm wondering is what would happen if you did what we're doing here and have a weekly workshop where you first would say to them in the community, I want to do a weekly workshop with you and a challenge to help you. What would be 3 things you would like me to cover?
Okay.
If even 3 people activated on that, like 3 people took you up on that and put 3 questions each, that's 9 questions. You answer
Yeah.
9 questions on a weekly workshop, and you're going to have you a nice little weekly workshop there. But what you would also then have is the ability to ask them, what is going on? Just like I did with you.
Right.
You see? And so now I
Yeah.
know what my community is more excited about learning. And now I can go create a TikTok after this, or a long form video after this, or even a training after this talking about that. And that's the power of a community. But then when those people pose those questions inside of the community, just like I did the same thing inside of mine, then other people see those questions, they're like, oh yeah, and it triggers them. And it's that collective effect, right? Where the 2 minds create this third mind. You 2 had an engagement and somebody else overseen that. And now they had an idea that popped into their head because of that. And you got deeper into what they wanted. And then you can offer instantly, just even right now, this very moment, you could have something called a pocket coaching of some sort. You can call it whatever you want, pocket coaching. And you could
Well,
just
yeah,
say
like
to your, what's
yeah,
that?
well, I thought I would offer some stuff. So I am like I did write a book. I'm a co-author in a book and it's called She Is Worthy. And I talked about like my own story, my own journey,
Mm,
basically like embracing my authentic self, like
mm,
going through the process of that. So, I mean, that's something that I am building a course around. I already have my outline for my course. I'm building the course and everything. And it's really just about like embracing your authentic self, like
Mm.
as like an individual, like as a woman.
Mhm.
So I was gonna talk more about that, like and then once I had that course, I was going to, I don't know if I should just like have that like an offer like a free course for them for that, or then maybe just do like you said, like the workshops around like my own personal journey, and
Mhm.
like how I overcame some things, like do a weekly, workshop with that,
Mhm.
like as a pocket coaching or whatever.
So are you in in a roundabout way asking like how to launch a course?
No, I think I know how. Like, I guess, well, I do have a wait list for my course. I've got about 50 people on there. So I did do like the whole like make your landing page, get them on a landing page and take them. I did that whole thing because I have a website. And I got 50 people on the wait list for the course that I'm creating. They haven't paid for it or anything. They're just on a wait list. Um,
Are
so
you
I do
creating the
have
course before you sell it?
yeah, I know, right? That's probably bad. Yeah. Yeah. Because
How
I know
fun would
you
it
you
be
had
for the
talked about
people in
that
the wait
earlier, so I
list?
was like,
How fun
pardon?
would it be for those people that they would get to build it with you live?
Oh, that's true.
Because then they could
Yeah,
be
that's
on there. You could have your curriculum in the first for an hour a day each day until the whole course was built. You in the first 30 minutes could teach your section of the curriculum, and then at the end you could ask questions, and that would be a very powerful thing for them because they get to in the moment create it with you. They actually get to have the significance of being in the course in the first
right.
version of it. And then you can actually learn what they really need so that when you go back to build version 2, all the questions that were asked in version 1 just allows you to make an even better course the next time. And they get the chance to ask you questions in it so that they can have that power to just get going right away. And that's an incredible carrot to dangle to get people to go buy the course. They would get a reduced price since they're getting to build first version with you. And the reason you're doing it that way is because you really want to build a great course with them around them. And then this encourages people to take action quickly because you're going to start doing that first version on X date and you're only going to allow so many people. So now you have two urgency factors to get them in with strong value propositions for them.
Right. That's really good. That's really good.
Well, that's how you do it, actually.
Yeah. Well, I know I just I guess it's really easy to come up with like the free content, but I think when it goes to like when I'm sort of like switching it over to like offering like some paid stuff, I get nervous. I don't know why.
I
Um,
mean, why do you think you get nervous about that?
because I don't want to sound like say I never want to be like salesy or like anything like that. I just want it to be like super authentic. And I guess it is because it's my own personal journey and I'm just sharing really what I learned and hopefully other people can benefit from it too. So I guess I just need to think of it more like that. Um
They've been
versus
following
just
you for 2 years.
Mhm.
They're ready.
Yeah, that's true. Like I was even nervous to share like that I was creating a course because I realized I have two channels. I have an entrepreneurial channel on TikTok and I have my weight loss channel. And my weight loss channel has been with me for like years. So they know me, like I've basically shared everything with them. And it's all been free. Like I haven't, like it's just really been my personal journey with them. So I was really kind of afraid to say like, hey, like I'm creating a course and yada yada yada. But I mean, some of them were really like happy about it, that sort of thing too. But then some of them didn't say anything. And, so it's just like, do I keep sharing that part of things on my entrepreneurial channel, or do I share it on my weight loss channel? You know what I mean? Like,
The the thing that I want to help you get through is this idea of, when you say salesy,
yeah,
really what I want you to think about it is I changed what sales the word sales actually means helping somebody make a decision that will improve their life. And then marketing is just replace that word with educating.
that's so true. Yes, that's so
Okay?
true.
So I'm
Yeah.
just I'm educating, and then I'm helping somebody make a decision that's going to improve their life. And then all you're doing, instead of making an offer or selling something to someone, now what you're doing is you're asking them if they would like more help.
Right. Yes. When you put it that way, yeah. Yeah. It makes complete sense. Because I mean, that's truly what I want to do. Like that's, that's my passion. I want to help women that feel like they're stuck, like, and they can, they can do, like, maybe they want to go back to school. Like, I mean, because I was a teen mom and I dropped out of school and I had my son at 18. And I went back to school and I got an accounting, like everything, right? So I've done a lot of things. I'm an author, like everything, right? So I think I need to share more of that, I think, with them to really get them to, like, yeah, not just like, oh, here's the course and buy my course, like sort of thing.
When you build it through a community and you think about it in the way of like, would you like more premium help? Like, would you like more of my time and help? Then it changes the paradigm in this whole thing. And what happens now is you go back and listen to this video where you just shared why you want to do it. And you say to them that exact same thing. Here's why I want to do this, because X, Y, and Z. And so if you want more help from me and you want to learn some of the things that I've learned, then you're more than welcome to join me over here in my program, in my community, my premium community, in my premium product. And I want to just offer that to you because I don't think it's good for me to just keep all of the stuff that I learned to myself.
That's true. Yeah. No, these
You're
are
just
some great
sharing.
Yes, no. And I mean, I don't know why, like, I mean, I'm sharing anyways, right? Like I'm sharing all of that anyways. It's just, I guess, piecing it together, and I really like, yeah. No, I get it. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay to want to help people. You see how you can change this? I'm not
Yeah.
selling Make Once Pro to you. I'm not pitching it to you. I'm sharing with you what it is, and I'm educating you about what it is. And if you would like more help from me and you would like to speed things up, if you'd like to make things happen faster, if you want them to be easier, if you'd like to have more fun getting through these certain challenges, then you're more than welcome to join me over there. You see how it's a completely different idea this way.
Yeah, no, and it makes complete sense. Yeah.
I'm not
I
trying to
think
make
I've just been
money. I'm
looking
trying to
at it
help
the
you.
wrong way.
Yeah.
No, I know. And I think I've been looking at it the wrong way. Like some of the questions that you had, like even earlier, I was on your live on TikTok, were super helpful because it made me think about, like it made me think about, like, okay, well, what are people really stuck with? What do those people really want? What are keeping them up at like 3 a.m.? Like those sorts of things. I was like, oh shit, I didn't even really think about that.
100%.
So
I always, when
yeah.
I go to create something, I always imagine somebody's like waking up in the middle of the night and they're like sweating and they got that knot in their throat and they're just like, God, if I could just, and then whatever that is. And so like when I go to create a title for something, or when I go to create like a message that I would put out there, I used to try to guess. Now I just go find. And then I propose that type of situation like, oh, I just, and then when I say what it is, I'm like, they would never say that. And then that teaches me immediately that I need to just go find what it is that they're wanting. And this automatically proposes your hook.
Yeah.
If you're having to come up, if you're trying to create content, this immediately is like error. Instead, you're trying to share what you found. Because a business doesn't show up and then people go to it and buy things. A business goes out and finds a problem that's already there and then goes back and figures out a way to fix it and then goes to the community, out to the marketplace, and they say, I was out and about and I was online and I found a lot of people that were saying they're struggling with this. And so I thought to myself, wow, I personally went through some things that I learned to overcome that. And then I went and learned even more about it. And when I was out there, I found these questions, and some of these questions were da 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 da. And if you found questions that you seen kept occurring out there when you were doing your research, it would indicate that most people would have those same questions. And so when you read those questions back to them, they're going to go, yeah, that is exactly me. You can say, I actually am creating a free workshop this week, and it's inside of my free community that helps you do X, Y, Z. And on this workshop, I'm going to be going through and covering how to answer those questions. So if you would like some of that help, you're more than welcome to come join us for free. And at the end of that, I'll even share some ways that you can work with me even closer and get your questions answered even faster.
Well, I mean, that's how I got here today.
I mean, do you see
From
how
your
different
lives.
it is when you take the approach of, here's what I found, here's what we ended up doing, and then
Mhm.
here's what I'm going to do to help you. And if you want more help, just let me know. I'll be sure to help you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what really attracted me to your page and you, like as an individual, right? Like it's just that how like authentic you are with sharing, and helping people. So yeah, no, this is really, really helpful.
I really like believed Zig Ziglar that time. And he's like, if you help everybody solve their problems, your problems go away. So selfishly, I was like, I want my problems to go away. And he said to just help everybody solve their problems. And I just took it literal. And I think he meant it that way. But what happens now is I can just be myself. I got tired of worrying about if I was producing something correctly. I got tired of, you know, being like this. I felt kind of like scammy. I felt kind of like sleazy in a way because I was like trying to get somebody, or I was like trying to, work the system or the algorithm or whatever. And I thought, why not just go find things that you're excited about and then find out what's missing in those things that people need help with? And then why not just focus on helping them get there? Because I'll bet you if I help them, they'll want to get more from me. They'll want more from me. They'll probably want some of the more inside stuff that I can go into that I obviously couldn't cover in a TikTok or a YouTube video. And they would want to spend more time with me if I gave them the opportunity to do that. And that's how I looked at this. And I didn't want to have to become something I'm not in order to get something, And it was like, that's where, and I struggled so bad with my message. I struggled so horribly with coming up with content. I couldn't be consistent because it just didn't, it didn't feel right. And I thought, well, Mike, you're just in your comfort zone, bud. And nah, it wasn't that. I was being inauthentic. It was like I was trying to put something on to get something instead of trying to find actually what's going on and then trying to actually help that person, put a hand out and help them. And I mean, how horrible would it be if you had a cure to cancer and you didn't offer it to anybody?
Yeah, that's bad.
You
Yeah.
see the thought process, how it changes?
Yeah, yeah. Like, I mean, I think my entire message really is just like I want to help women that are stuck be more confident to like achieve some of the things that they always had like on their wish list or like they're waiting to live, like those sorts of things, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And what I also was always like struggling with is this idea that, I wanted to talk about the people that I learned stuff from instead of like trying to not mention them so somebody doesn't go and buy from them instead of me. And I felt so weird about that. And I thought, I'm just going to stop acting like that. And I'm just going to say, this is how I learned this. This is how I found this. I want to share this with you too. And then I realized there is no such thing as like competition or saturation or any of those things, because one basketball coach can't coach everybody.
It's true.
One
Yeah.
person can't help everybody. We need multiple people doing this so that everybody can get help faster and easier. And it was like, why not mention where I learned about this? Because it just collectively, it helps everybody. And it's like, why should I have to like get an email list and just pound, these messages to them? Why not just operate authentically inside of a community and let the community, as it's set up to do, because the community takes the best posts of the day and of the week and it sends it out to the members of the community, which seems like better than an email that I would put together and send out. And then every 3 days, I can take what I'm learning and share what I'm learning inside of the community and share that with people and let them know I'm doing a workshop. And then when they're on here, I just show them what I have that's premium or that's extra. And if they want more help, they can surely come get it.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love
Yeah.
that.
I mean, I'm sharing this with you like this because you're literally absolutely ready, like right now, to you could literally just say to your community, I wanted to figure out a way to help you more. And so what I created was this, XYZ pocket coaching. You just call it whatever you want, pocket coaching. And what it is everything that I'm learning and experiencing, I want to create a detailed video for you every day about that. And so I thought I wanted to make it very accessible to everybody. And so I thought, less than $1 a day would be great. So I just, at $27, it's 88 cents a day. And, I spend more than that on a bottle of water. So I thought that would be good, and I'll send you a video every day of something that I'm learning about in this journey of mine. And so if you want that, you can get in there. It'll help you be more accountable. It'll help you get where you're going faster, and you're more than welcome to cancel at any time. So if you want that, you can just grab it here, go grab it, right? Like that's it. And it's real. It's not, you can just instantly start it. And so each day you can say to them, if you're in the pocket coaching, you can just let me know in the community what you'd like me to cover in the next episode. And then that way you have control of the content and what you need help with. And so I'll just start creating a video each day based off what you guys feed to me in the community, which will also give you so much power and knowledge and understanding of your message, number one. Number two, how to actually create a more premium program, because they'll want more organization and they'll actually want more access to you. So pocket coaching would be, they just get access to a new video, a detailed video about what you're learning. And then if they wanted to upgrade to, let's say, $97 a month, all right, $3 a day, basically, they can upgrade to that. But then what extra is that they're getting is they would get maybe time to get on a Zoom with you twice a week, one-to-many, like we're doing right now. And you could do this twice a week for an hour, and that would be the next step up. And they would just get there faster. And when they get what they need or whatever, they can just unsubscribe if they want, or they may find that it's just better to be a part of it. And then over time, I mean, imagine having a couple hundred people that are paying you $97 a month. That's a lot.
I know, that'd be crazy.
And it's not because you and what you're giving them is way more valuable than $3 a day. What's the value of, discovering your authentic self and or losing weight, or really discovering who you are and get into a career in a place in your mind that makes the whole rest of your life more content and fulfilled and happy and energetic? Like, what is that worth? Is that worth more than $3 a day? Because I spend more than that on an energy drink every day, and that sure as hell isn't helping me like that would, So it's like, it's a completely different mindset with this. And that's what I love about this. You don't have to feel like you're selling somebody,
No, you're right. No, you're completely right. I mean, the way that you positioned that makes complete sense, because I mean, yeah, it's what I've been doing anyways this entire time. So I just need to just continue to keep doing that and sharing my message. And yeah,
And if you
and I
don't
am worth
ask, the
that,
answer is always
right?
no. What's that?
Yeah. I said I am worth that, right? So
Oh
yeah.
my gosh. I mean,
Yeah.
you've spent your life figuring this out.
Yeah.
It would be like not sharing the cure. Why would you
No,
do that? That sounds silly. And all you have to do is just literally say, if you would like some more help from me, I would be more than happy to give you more help. And that's why I created my pocket coaching, which you could create, you can create those ahead of time. So it's not like you're just grinding something. And I mean, we're talking about a 5-minute Loom video. There's no special editing or nothing. You sit down, maybe you create 1 or 2 slides that have some points on them, and you just share.
yeah, like I mean, I've had women this like past week just literally reach out to me like in the DMs and stuff, and they're like, they want additional help, right? Like they want, and I jumped on a call with one of my friends this week too that reached out to me, and it was a really great call. And, she was like, I hope I get to a place that you're at, you know what I mean? Like those sorts of things. So, um, yeah, it's just kind of just been inspiring me to like keep going and to build something really great. And yeah, so because I do have a website. I've had a blog for many years, but again, and then the email list, and I don't think any of that is very like
Well,
personable.
it's very isolated. That's the reason. Like people can't, necessarily engage and connect with each other in those environments like they can inside of a community like Skool provides. Or any community for that matter, but Skool just has it set up where it's very simple and it's very intuitive and it's your own place. Like in most other ones, you can be, if you say something wrong, like in a Facebook group or something, Facebook can literally block you out of your own group. Inside of a
Yeah.
Skool community, it doesn't happen that way. That's yours. Like you can say whatever you want in there, and there's no distraction of them trying to pull them in other directions. You're literally it's all about your people right there. So, you're definitely perfect for this. All you have to do is start offering more help to people. And just in the future, you're not selling anything. You're just offering to be more impactful and helpful than you can, because you can only do so much on TikTok and YouTube and in the blog and in the email stuff. But if somebody is wanting more, you will position yourself to give them more, and they would be over the moon excited to pay you $27 a month. And I mean, just think about what would just having 100 people giving you $27 a month,
That'd
and
be
then
pretty cool.
200 people, because they'll bring somebody, and then 300 people, and it would just continue to grow, and you would learn more and more and more. And the emergence from the group would allow you to understand exactly what to talk about each day. There's no guessing what you would say.
Yeah, like eventually my long-term goal is like to have a retreat for women to go to, like a weekend sort of thing for that. So I think like this just sort of is a really good progression. So yeah. Yeah, I'm
Very
loving this
good.
a lot. Like some of the ladies that are even in the group are really sharing, some of their like true, like authentic self and being really vulnerable, which is super nice. So yeah, it's nice. Yeah.
And now all you have to do when it comes to content is you can share stories about what, like just exactly what you did. That's how you talk about your community. Inside of our community, we have women in there that they feel safe and they're able to share their true self, and it's helping them get to that next level of confidence and clarity and having the vision of a life that they really want to live. And so I just thought I would share that with you, because people inside of this community have that safety. And then we also have a weekly call that we do so people can get together and exchange ideas. Think about how valuable that sounds, just hearing that.
Mhm.
And so now
Yeah,
all
it
of a
does.
sudden, it's not a call to action, get the sale. It's, if you would like to be a part of something like that, and you also want to have a place that's safe where you can share and you can also express and learn from other people that are like yourself, then you're more than welcome to come over there. This is the address to the house.
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
People would
No,
probably
that's
rather
great.
join a safe community that has cool, detailed classrooms and opportunities to work with you closer than they would an email list.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And if you do things correctly, you shouldn't have to worry about people. Like I hear people say it, and I was worried about this myself. Well, what happens, if, the platforms shut down or whatever? And I'm like, well, if I'm actually being a good helper and I'm being somebody of value to society, I'm being useful and I'm encouraging others and I'm trying to promote like goodness and well-being, I don't think I'm going to have to worry about keeping my email list so I could later. Like that doesn't make any sense to me. That
Yeah.
people should want to follow you. They should want to seek you out and look for you and find you, you know? And it just changes your mindset to a place where you can be yourself and you can be excited about something and you can dive into it and you can help people and you can ask those questions that need to be asked of people and share the things that you're going into, you know? So no, I'm super excited for you. I mean, I think you're going to have this can be like the funnest part of your life ever, like going into this. Like it can be, and you know, all you have to focus on is just helping them break through and get results. And if you do that, everything will just fall in place and take care of itself. People will literally seek you out. People will be talking about you. You won't have to do marketing. You'll just need to, when you go out there now, from now on, when you create something, say, am I creating from a place of guessing, or am I creating from a place of I found a gap out there and I'm here now to fill it? It's a completely different mindset. Like instead of guessing what to come up with, like the moment you find yourself sitting there being like, I wonder what I should create for content. Instead, it's like, I wonder where I should go digging and look for a question today. And then you can just share. And then you know how people say stories, a lot of people want to talk about storytelling and things like that. It's like, here's the story that you want to tell. If you want to know how to tell stories, why don't you tell them the story about how you came up with the thing you're going to talk about today? You know, I was out there looking at some different videos that I'm sure some of you have even looked at, and I found some questions down in the comments, and I just thought, you know, today I would go over these questions in a video and share with you what I would do to help these people. So, you know, this person here, like, think how like engaging that kind of content is, how real and like actually helpful that is. And then at the end, you can just say, you know, now I've got a community where I'm always answering questions like this, and you can even ask questions like this, and I'll answer them in some of my next pieces of content. And if you want even more help, I've got some really great things in there where I give you a video every day with detailed help on certain things, and you can even be the one that creates the question that I go into. So it not only holds you accountable, but you can get premium like help, you know, based off of your actual problem. And I'll send that to you in a daily video. Then if you'd actually like to get on and talk with me on like a Zoom, and you'd like to maybe share what you're doing, and you want a safe private place, I've also got my other program. You know, it's like where I can really get in there and spend more time with you and help you even more. That's this approach that we're taking, and that feels good for them and you.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And I was also going to do like success stories and stuff, like do a Zoom or something with like another person that has gone through their journey, and then they can talk about them too, to just inspire some other people. So yeah, I've got a lot in the works, but this is super helpful. Thank you so much. Sorry,
You're
people, that
welcome.
I took so much time.
Hey, you're totally good. Awesome. Thank you. Who
Thanks.
else has a question? Let me make sure. I've got another engagement that I have to get to here in a second. So we'll be wrapping things up, but I'm here to, yeah, I've got something here in about 15 minutes or so. So I will go for another 5 or so minutes because I'm going to need just a little bit of a break. I bought so many web marketing programs, and Mike is the only one who has really built a living community. Aw, thank you, Marie. Marie, you've just been so amazing.
Hey, Mike, I just signed up for the pro and I used Klarna. When Klarna went through the process, it didn't give me the final receipt page. If you get a chance, can you just check on that? It's
Yeah,
showing up
no,
inside of
absolutely.
Klarna.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. I've noticed people have had trouble with that. What did it give you exactly? And congratulations on joining, brother. I'm excited. And just so you guys know, I'm increasing the price to $9.97, which is what it used to be. I'm just putting it back there. So if you guys want to get it now while it's still a low cost, then I would take advantage of it, especially when you can use Klarna. But anyway, what did it say for you?
It gave me 3 options, you know, pay now, pay bi-weekly or 6 month.
Oh, wow.
The 6 month, it said first payment wouldn't be due until 29 days. So just
Wow.
making sure it went through. It shows in Klarna that I'm on their thing for $597, but
Yeah, let
that's,
me look here real quick. But what did it say after you got started? What did it send you to?
it sent me to Make Once. Oh, there you go. It's makeonce.com. That way, that
Ah,
site's down.
got it.
But it was
Okay.
buildable lifetime receipt is where it was trying
Gotcha.
to.
Okay. Got it. All right, excellent. So who else? We had some other people get started, so congrats on that. Okay, cool. So excellent. Well, what I will do is we got somebody who got started on the pocket coaching as well. Very cool. Awesome. Got some other people on the monthly. Very good. So I will thank you for that. I knew there was something. I've got to get that it was so weird, going from, and I used to have a website all the time. So it's like I had to go to the website, but now that's not there. So I just need to change it over to my Skool. That's all. So Klarna, thank you. Afterpage, change website. Awesome. You are awesome. Thank you so much, brother. So what is it? Do you have any questions before I'll get you
Just
all taken care of as soon as we jump off here. I'll let you in there and get all that stuff
Can you
taken
just
care of.
real quick cover the 30-30 swap? I
Mm,
didn't catch what that actually was
gotcha. Okay, very
referring
good
to.
question. So what the 30 for 30 swap is you would go out, you know how we talk about going out to social media, and you're going to,
Okay.
yeah, you're essentially going to
Yeah.
offer you're going to find questions and comments using the vidIQ process.
Yeah.
And then you would go to them, and you could take a screenshot of that if
Yeah.
you'd like.
I got that. I just didn't realize 30 was 30 minutes for their 30 minutes.
Yeah. So that's what it is. And this really does work fantastically well. People are very open to this. And one thing that is super important is to be very sure that they understand, because there's a lot of silliness going on out there with, people are always trying to game the system and do weird things, right? And with this, you just really want to here's my favorite way to do it, which I wanted to add that in here. And that is, I want to take this little loom right here. And then I want to do this, because when you go to, actually, I don't want it on this screen. I want it on this screen, because when you go do this, what you want to do is I would just use Loom, and then you can send them the Loom link. And I like this because if you do this message with the Loom link, they can feel you. You can tell if somebody's full of crap, right? Like you can just sense it. It's like a survival mechanism, if you will. And if you create a Loom video sharing that message, you're like, listen, I am not going to sell you anything. I have nothing to sell you. I really am, like, I would love to ask you and get some authentic feedback. And they'll feel that, and you should be sincere like that. But I'll promise you, those types of getting on a Zoom and doing those types of things, nothing will compress your know, like, and trust and connection time faster than that. Nothing will. You're compressing so much time down, and almost every single time I've been on one of those, it literally just they want more right away, because I really pour into them and try to help them. And it teaches you so much more about yourself too, and you get to actually practice your craft. And when you do that, you become a force in the marketplace. Like I just hope, one thing I want is for people to maybe have a trigger set up inside of you, where if you're saying to yourself, Tina, the recording will be, I'm going to be putting this inside of the free, Make Once free community. It'll also probably end up on YouTube or something like that. The thing that the thing that you want to do is set up a trigger that if you go to create content from now on, I think this is something that you should write down, and I should probably put it together inside of a training or something. But the customer creates the content. So if you find yourself creating content, then we're doing this backwards, right? So the customer creates the content, and if you're going to say to yourself, well, I wonder what I should create. Instead, change that to, I wonder where I can go look today to find a gap that I can go fill, you know, in the market that you're in. And if you every day there's questions right now in your favorite area, there are questions being typed right now into videos at unbelievable rates. There are billions of people online. Every second of every day, somebody's asking a question in your wheelhouse or in your excitement space that you could be going out and just solving for somebody. And if you do that, if you become the answer to people's problems in your area, I no longer, I want you to put like a circle on a piece of paper and write competition in it and just draw an X on it, because the only person you're competing against is yourself. And the competition you're having with yourself is to see if you can show up better today than you did yesterday. And can you find a better way to solve the question that you found for the piece of content that you're making? So my customer creates the content. And the other thing is, and I love that Tina and I were able to have this emerge, which is, and thank you for that question, Tina. The idea of selling is just not that anymore. Now the idea is, if you would like some more help, here's ways that I can help you even more. And as the price increases, the thing that's actually increasing with it that makes it more expensive is the time, the premium time that they get with you, the quality time that they get with you, because your time is a one-way street. You don't get more of it. So it is very, very, very valuable. How much is an hour of your life worth to you? Think about, like, if you had an hour left, how valuable that would be. So you really want to, and you can actually calculate what an hour of your time is worth. Just figure out how much you made last year, divided by the amount of hours that you were awake, and that's what an hour of your time is worth. So and then now you know your number. It's very simple. People, well, what should I charge? Well, what was your time worth, right? Or I like to not even think about it in that old idea of like time for dollars or effort for dollars. It's the result. What is the result worth? If I show you how to make $100,000 in a month, it should, and I can actually help you do that, and I've qualified you for that. Like, I'm not just throwing it out there. Like, I made sure that you were actually capable of doing it, and we actually had a way to do it. Wouldn't that be worth, if you knew that you would have the capability and the process and the ability to do it? Wouldn't that be worth $5,000? Would you give somebody $5,000 for $100,000? So it's about what is the result worth? And if you're calculating things that are incalculatable in that sense, like something like Tina, for instance, if you're helping somebody with confidence or clarity or any of those things, here's how you do it. Okay. So a lot of people on here help people with emotional qualities where it's very hard to measure. Okay. How do you know you're more confident, right? Like, how do you know you feel more clear, right? Like you do, but maybe you don't know how to measure that. And it's important that they understand that they got this result. So here's what you do. In the beginning, when they get started, you need to have some sort of a stage or system where they fill out some sort of like simple, here's where I'm at, and just measure it from 1 to 10. how confident from a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being extremely confident, 1 being I'm in a dark room under a blanket in the corner. Where are you at on that? Oh, I'm at a 3. Okay. In 90 days from now, or 60 or 30 days from now, we're going to revisit this. And then I'm going to ask you again, now on a scale from 1 to 10, where do you feel like you're at? Oh, I'm at a 7 now. Oh, wow. Congratulations. Look at the improvement you've made. Look at the change you've had. Right? All right. Yes, I will see you tomorrow on that. Okay. All right. I do have to get off here because I actually have, in 5 minutes, I have to do another. I'm doing a one-on-one call with someone. So it's important that you guys get your mind around the idea of you're not being salesy, and you're not trying to make a buck. You're out there trying to provide help. If you would like more help, I want you to write that down. If you would like more help, then I've got this, and share with them why you created it. How did you create it? That's the value. What happened to you that made you want to create this? And why do you actually want to help people do this? That is what you share. And keep it very simple. You don't need flashes and zippity-doos and wingity-daws. You don't need none of that stuff. You don't need to be sitting in a diamond house with gold slippers. You don't need, any of these things. What you need to have is a care for someone else and a way to help them get to where they're going in the ways that you have figured out yourself. So if you need to, if you're going into something that you haven't done, but you really want to do, all you have to do is do the 30 for 30 swap and go help somebody for free, and then tell that story to the world. Think of social media is like a text message to the world. That's your text message to the world. Okay. So, all right. You guys are amazing. I will get this training up. Thank you for the questions. Congratulations to those of you that got started. I'm excited to work with you. There is a lot of changes happening with Make Once Pro and the Pocket Coaching and the Make Once Free community. You guys just stay tuned. It is going to be awesome. I've got some help. We're going to get things laid out there. We're going to make it simple. We're going to help you create a full-time income doing what it is that you love online and help you create a community. Okay. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys so much. I will see you around. Be careful, be good, help people, and peace.